Today we're going to tie the Pita fly. Pita standing for pain in the arse, and you can figure out why. I got this fly, I tied it because on several different occasions over the last few years I've seen mayflies struggling to get off the water, scooped them up, and seen that they could not get out of their shuck. Instead of having a nice tapered shuck like you see on the many flies, in all three cases it was really globbed up on there. Very obvious big glob. And as soon as I finish this introduction, I'll show you a picture of that an actual mayfly, sulpher, that I caught this spring. I tie this fly on the style of a puff daddy, mainly because one, it's easy, and two, when you put the frog's fanny in the wing, it stands up, it's real bushy, and it imitates what I think is the wings flapping as that fly is struggling to get off the water. But at any rate, this fly has been very effective for me. The details of how it was developed was in, I think, the June-July issue of Southern Trout Magazine, which is an excellent magazine. And I suggest you try this for your different types of mayfly hatches that you are trying to imitate. Now we'll go to a picture of the actual fly, or the actual insect I copied, and then we'll go through the very simple tying steps. I'll start the Pita fly just like you do a normal puff daddy. In this case, I've got the barb pushed down on a number 16 hook, which matches one of the common sizes of the sulphurs where I fish. I'll be using yellow Vivas thread, but both for the thread and the dubbing, match them to whatever insects are in your neighborhood or where you're going, rather than just off of some rote tie. There's nothing better than catching an insect and actually looking at the colors and matching it. So I'll just do a standard start. Wrapping my thread to the rear, cutting it off closely. Then right from the very start, I will go ahead and put on the shuck that is stuck on the abdomen. So I've got some brown Antron dubbing. You can see it right here. What I'll do is I'll go ahead, spin that on my tying thread, which is the method that I like for dubbing. I'll wrap some on there and sort of get an idea of whether or not it's the size that I want for that big glob in the back. Now right here, I'll pull off some and pull it to the rear, which looks a little bit like that shuck pulling off and getting stuck there. Then I'll go ahead and get some orange dubbing. Again, this sulphur orange works for our midsummer hatch here in this part of Tennessee. You might use something else, of course you would, if you were doing this for a PMD out west or a BWO or any of the other mayflies you're trying to imitate. Now I'll put that dubbing on, and I'll go ahead and just make the abdomen thorax just like I would do if we're making a regular puff daddy, only the abdomen of course would be all the dubbed body. For the wing, I'm going to use CDC. I'm going to use the natural dark brown CDCs, and I have two fairly matched feathers. The reason I use CDC is it really bulks up nicely with frog's fanny and gives the impression of a mayfly trying to fly and get off the water as compared to a perfect looking cut wing. So I'll go ahead and match those up. I'll put those on where they're and right at the rear of the fly. Take a couple of loose wraps over it. Go ahead and snip that off. Now I'll go ahead and make a couple more wraps to clean that up a little bit. A little quick whip finish. And that's the fly. And you can compare that to the picture. Thank you and have a great day.